Are we ready? It's the favourite bit. We're live. Good morning.
Yay! We are live and we are alive. Thank God.
Alive and alive.
Alive and alive. I'm talking about upselling.
We are. Yeah, quick. I couldn't get the button in time. There we go. The magic of upselling. It's because everything worked today. It's like there's no technical issues. Just didn't know what to do.
It's joyful, isn't it? It's joyful. Finally, after a year of doing these, we have made it seamless with no technical hiccups.
Anyway, good. Yes, welcome. Anyway, thank you if you're watching us live. Thank you if you listen to the podcast. And if you are watching us live, you can hit the like button and ask us questions in the comments as we go along. So, upselling. It's magic, isn't it? It's magic upselling. Why is it magic?
Why is it magic? Well, I suppose the thing is, if you've got clients that are already buying from you, you've already got past all that stuff of having to find them, of having to build that know, like, trust. And actually, if you can get people to put a little bit more in the cart or work with you in a different way, it's kind of easier to get them past the post, isn't it? Because they've already built that relationship with you.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's magic. You're just utilizing the amazing marketing that you've already been doing and that relationship that you've already built to kind of grow your business.
Well, we're calling it magic because that's what's at the bottom of the screen.
I know. Let's call it magic.
It is, but I think let's do. I mean, just for the viewers, listeners, whoever is there. I mean, upselling, right? It's I think it's definitely underused. And any business, this isn't just about online. This is about if you've got retail, it's that. Like McDonald's do it so well, don't they? With the "Do you want fries?" with that, probably not the best example for promoting healthy living, but it is that just upsell, and sometimes just asking for the upsell, asking if somebody wants something else with whatever it is they're purchasing, and a lot of people don't do it. It's one of the things that, like, having worked in retail is really drilled into you, like sell the account card, ask this, ask all of those things. So upselling, I think, for smaller businesses is misunderstood and underused. Would you say?
Yeah, and I think there is a feeling that it can feel a bit car salesman-ish.
Yes, it can.
Oh, maybe it's like the dirty side of selling, because it feels like they've already bought from you, and then you're trying to get them to buy more, and isn't that just a bit crass and a bit, feel a bit uncomfortable? So I think maybe it's the terminology and that idea of just pushing for extra that kind of turns people off a little bit, I think. And probably that's partly why it's underutilized.
Yeah, I think so. And I can't, I mean, people do this badly, and people do it in a really what's the word I'm looking for?
Genuine?
Disingenuous way. I mean, car's a great example. So, like, when I've bought cars before, like sort of years ago, and then sort of like bought one on finance, and then went in to collect the car, and then had to sit through an hour of paperwork when they're not really doing anything. They could have done all this before, but actually it's to sell me the gap insurance and all the other stuff, and then scaring me, and that if I crash the car, I'm going to lose thousands of pounds. I think that sort of, that's an upselling technique. I don't like that sort of stuff. I think the thing that we're talking about is literally just presenting something that you have already, and just asking once, like, do you know about this? Would you like to buy it? And if they say no, they say no. You don't have to really go into, the pushy sales car selling technique, but just asking somebody if they want something else is magic.
Yeah, and I think I can think about it from kind of retail as well. Like some clients that I work with that maybe sell stuff online, so they have kind of like product-based businesses. A way to do that might be to say, like, I don't know, if you put so much in your shopping cart, then you get free postage. And that just encourages people to spend a little bit more, because people are like, I want that free postage. And then I've done it, and I'm like, what else can I buy from this shop? And start putting extra stuff in. And as a retailer, that's going to help your profit margin, because if you get every customer through the door spend a little bit more money, that makes your business more profitable. I think for my business, because I'm a coach, how I do upselling is essentially the number one way is at the end of that coaching service, I say, would you like to carry on working with me? So they've kind of bought a service that's like a package that has a beginning and an end. And then it's like, would you like to do more? Would you like to carry this on? Let's explore what that would look like. And so they've already bought the product, you've built the relationship, and then you're looking at how you could take that further. and
Yeah.
kind of keep that relationship going. And so that element of kind of upselling works for me, but it's kind of at the end of that relationship, when the relationship would end. And I always kind of say to people, you know, what are you asking people to do next? Like, what's your offer next? You know, so if somebody does like an online course of yours, what's the next thing? Because what you don't want to do is get lots of people that are doing various things with you and then have nothing left for them to buy from you. Because once people have enjoyed the experience, they probably do want the opportunity to do more with you.
Absolutely. And it's having your products, having whatever it is you're selling, laddered, structured in that sort of way. Because you've just given a really good example of where you would sell again at the end and somebody really has that relationship. But also, if you plan this correctly, you can do that at the beginning. So, you know, your one-to-one coaching, you know, it's not a cheap product, is it, that someone would just buy? Yeah. So what you can have is you can have cheaper products or free downloads or anything that then people can, lead magnets,
do
whatever.
At the beginning of it.
Sorry?
That they can do at the very beginning of spending all the money. Yeah, and they do that. Maybe they'll buy like the Facebook ads mini course or the SEO mini course straight off my website. That gives them an experience of working with me. And then it's like, do you want to work with me? Do you want to work with me one-to-one? But I think, you're right. It's about having, you know, if it's products, think how you can get more things into the cart. And if it's services, think how you can ladder those products so that you do have somewhere for people to go next. Because otherwise they get to the top of whatever you've got and then they just kind of fall off. And then all that kind of effort to get them in there. And it might also be like subscription offers and that type of thing. I think is upselling in a way, because you get somebody to try your product and then you're like, actually, if you subscribe to it, you get a little bit off every product. And you're building that relationship where people come with you again and again and again. So I think like subscription type stuff is kind of a way to do upselling in a way, because you're converting those customers, you know, repeatedly, and they're being loyal with you and you're getting money in the bank. So I think there's a number of ways that you can look at this idea of upselling.
Yes, absolutely, and that's like the SaaS model, isn't it? You know, like just you know, either software as a subscription or services as a subscription. That's a really good way of doing it. So I think you know, going back to like you know, like when we were just talking then about lead magnets, or you were saying you've got like a Facebook ads mini course, and you've got your coaching. You know, that really is positioning. So you've got like a product for everybody in any budget. So somebody might start something, and actually that product that you're giving is still really super useful. So just because it's free doesn't mean that you're just giving people just rubbish. You know, like your mini courses and your downloads are really, really valuable. So they're things that people can actually utilize, help grow their business, get them to a certain level, and then you're the first person they will then come to once it starts to get more successful, because you've helped them in that way, even though you haven't necessarily done it in one-to-one. So I think a lot of businesses can think about it in this way. What can I do to add value to my customers? And we're talking about service-based businesses here, but you know, this could be the same for product-based businesses. You know, what products could you get people to you know, like what samples, maybe, like if you're selling, I don't know, whatever it is, like there's always something you can do to that you can get people at a lower price and then upsell them later. And it doesn't have to be dirty or sleazy.
Like, oh, that feels icky.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, I think if that's true to your values, then you don't have to go in with that you know, the icky, sleazy salesman type thing. You know, that's not how I operate. And I know it's not how you operate either, but I think just asking, letting people know what you sell is really, really important.
Yeah, and I think that idea of being upfront about it as well, and just being like, this is the deal. Do you want it? That's the thing that makes it less sleazy. So I have a client who delivers a product, and at the end of the product, you can kind of pay her a monthly fee, and she'll make sure that product, you know, stays in the best possible way that it can. She calls it like a peace of mind kind of package. And they pay monthly for that. But she tells them at the very beginning, when they buy that initial product, that she has this thing afterwards. So it's not like she's coming in at the end. Oh, now you've got this product. Do you want to buy this peace of mind thing? It's there. It's up front. She's open about it. And that means that people they can see what's happening. It's not like there's like a shock at the end. It's like, oh, now if you do this extra thing. And so I think there's a thing about being transparent. If you want to move away from sleazy, it's just being really honest with people and going, this is how I work. This is how it works to its best of its ability. And this is how I can serve you or help you in the best way. Are you up for it? And then people can just make a choice, can't they?
That's right, and that's that's like the process you would do in like a discovery call, for example, for something service based. And I think it's like if someone's booking a call with you, they pretty much know you're going to have something at the end to sell them, so you can frame it exactly in that way. It's like, look, let's just discuss what your problems are, see if we can help, and then at the end, I can explain how we're going to work together. It's all framed in that manner, and then there's no surprise. I think, when you get surprises or you suddenly feel on the back foot or you have to make a pressured decision, I think that's when it can start to feel a little bit sleazy. But like what we were saying before, this is almost the opposite side to asking for discounts. Like, I was saying, I ask everybody, and I do. And we had a comment at the end, I think, just as we'd gone off saying, asking a small business for a discount is a little bit rude. I don't think it is. I think, you choose to be offended by something, right? So if you like, just because a business is small, I don't think we should be perceive that a business isn't making any money. I think that's true, probably something that we big businesses lose money. So I think asking for a discount doesn't mean you're rude. Pushing for a discount or making is very different. I think it's the same when you're upselling as well. So just asking for the sale or asking if they want to buy something else, that's absolutely fine. But pressuring somebody into buying something they don't need, want, or is a very different. So I think there's an art to this, but I think don't overthink it. Just ask, and people can say no. And if they're offended by the fact that you've asked them, then it says more about them than it does about you.
Ah, that's a lovely thing to end it on, isn't it? So don't be sleazy, be transparent, and don't feel like you're going to offend people if you ask for a discount because that's their thing. There you go. Dish, done. Exactly. Brilliant. We're going to come back next week, and I want to talk about actual print and paper, and that version of marketing and kind of promoting your products, because I've had a couple of examples of that this week, and I'd love to chat this through with Bertie and you guys and see what you all think. So join us next week and bring your comments about print. Do you like getting things in the post? We want to hear from you next week. So hopefully we'll see you next week.
We will indeed. Debbie, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much. And thanks for watching, listening, everybody. And we'll be back again next week, 10 o'clock for 10 minutes-ish of chitter chatter.
Chitter chatter.
Bye.
Bye.